Okay, well, taking you back to that demarcation story, the country's demarcation laws are under the spotlight. Calls for more public consultation have dominated the agenda at a conference in Boksburg on the demarcation policy review. Decisions of the Municipal Demarcation Board has increasingly been met with violent resistance. So let's go now to our reporter Aldrin Sampear, who is live from that conference. Aldrin, good afternoon to you. Certainly issues of demarcation have been quite a bone of contention. What's the aim of the conference, or how will it make a difference to the issues at hand?
Well, definitely the issues around demarcation has been a bone of contention, and especially considering that it happens just before the elections. And an issue actually raised by political analyst Somadoda Fikeni just now was, why is it that the demarcation configurations and so forth are being done so closely to the elections? It almost happens in the same period and during the same year. And he says that that is an issue for politicians as well as for residents as well. And you can, as you might know, that when it comes to the issues of demarcation, that is definitely a political issue. Right now I'm joined by the chairperson of the Municipal Demarcation Board, Mayor Jane Tupane. Thank you so much for joining us. One of the issues that the Demarcation Board has raised is the 5-year cycle of reviewing or redetermining the municipal boundaries or even the ward delimitations. And the board is saying that that is an issue. It is quite disruptive.
That is correct. It's quite disruptive. It has been an observation we made. It also has been an observation coming from our stakeholders and the public at large. You can imagine that people living in specific wards are dealing with specific representatives, as in ward councillors. They are representing their views there. The municipalities are also using these very spaces for planning. So they are both planning units and they are also service delivery units. Once you shift the line, those the citizens get impacted upon in a particular manner. We do have concerns around that, and we are happy that the sentiments already of the few of the speakers that already presented point towards that direction.
Another issue raised by the Municipal Demarcation Board as well is the issue around when you look at the ward delimitations. The law says look at the number of registered voters per area and not the population. The board is saying maybe we should start looking at the population. And my question here is that when we say looking at the population, do we then also include foreign nationals? If you look at what's happening in the city of Joburg, for instance, it has a high number of foreign nationals who live in that area. And those are people who also make use of the services of municipalities.
I think we should look at this within the broad context of urbanization and city dynamics, as you're alluding to Johannesburg. Surely the law wouldn't go as far as allowing foreign nationals. We know that they can't be registered as registered voters unless they are naturalized. And we also know that even if you go using the population, those people would not necessarily be counted in the census. Therefore, the population statistics would not cover those people. But as I'm saying, it is more broader city dynamics that we have to look at. The influx continue to happen in Johannesburg from all angles, from foreign nationals, as well as just the movement of people from poorer municipalities, from rural areas into Johannesburg. And those are the dynamics of people who are residents in this country, who are not factored in at the time the formula for determining wards in Gauteng and the determination of the number of councillors was being considered. So the city definitely continues to suffer, and there have to be mechanisms that would address those elements.
Just a final question. We heard also from the ambassador from Kenya saying that in Kenya as well, the issue around reconfiguring municipalities and delimitation of wards is quite an emotive issue. And we've heard here the issue around participation and public consultation. And the board is saying that referendums is not the way to go in this case.
We surely are not dictating anything. As indicated, we are a creature of the law. If those who are making the law, the public that make inputs into the law, and ultimately when the law gets passed, if a forum would end up like this forum saying a referendum is the way to go, then that would be what the board would follow. We are just looking for a mechanism. It may emerge out of this forum. It may also come out of further inputs that we will receive, but we're looking for a mechanism where citizens can interact with the process and feel like their views are being heard. As to how that will unfold, it's up to this forum and the public at large to inform the law, because at the moment we are applying the law as is. But if the public would say, yes, a referendum, because we want to make sure that as many people as possible are able to interact with the process, and if there's a route that will assist us to realize that without compromising the broad objectives of realizing sustainable municipalities, I think that the board wouldn't have any reason to oppose.
Well, thank you so much. That is the chairperson of the Municipal Demarcation Board, Jane Tupanetiki, speaking to us about the conference that's currently underway. And as she indicated that the board will take into consideration all the submissions being made here. And we also had the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, who was part, or who is rather part of the program here. And some of the submissions will obviously be made to his department in terms of amending the law and reviewing the policies. It's back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Aldrin Sampear, live from Boksburg at that conference of the Municipal Demarcation Board.